Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for June. No, I almost said 23rd because that's next week. June 17th, 2017. My name is Yoshi. This is a podcast about Japanese idols brought to you by NewSchoolKaidan.com, and I am joined, as always, by Draco. Charlie Draco Cowden, what's up?
Shitstorm.
It is a fucking shitstorm. This is fucking insane. Thing happened. I'm getting married next week, by the way, guys. No, I'm not. It's
Really? I didn't know you dated.
Yep. Apparently, I'm in a relationship with someone in the medical field, and the tabloids have information about me, and I am forced to reveal the information before them. So, yeah. No, the AKB election happened this morning, or last night for Japan, and yeah, we watched it, we chatted about it. You can actually join us on Discord if you'd like to and chat with us about that or anything else in the idol world. So that's gonna be in the show notes to join our Discord. So go check that out. So yeah, some crazy shit happened, but we move on. They're not AKB isn't the only idol group out there. So we gotta talk about the other ones that are releasing stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some
So
weird stuff.
we got some weird shit today. This is the weird show, I think. Yeah, for sure. So let's start here. First up is the Natsuno Mamono. That's the summer monster. Song's called R&R. I'm assuming that stands for rock and roll.
Rest and relaxation?
Rest in Ridika. Yeah. Rest in peace, your career. So I've never heard of this group. I have no context as to what the fuck this group is about. But I have to say, I quite enjoyed what I saw. Both the song and the PV. I think it's hilarious. It's really goofy. It's got a really funky energy to it, and just fun and energetic.
Yeah, that it is.
Do you like the PV here? It's just a lot of the members. Initially, one of the members just falls down singing in the middle of the road, and then the song starts up, and they just run into their record label building and just fuck shit up, basically.
It works.
Yeah, it's fun.
Um, the guys looked like they were trying not to laugh while looking, terrified that they were getting beaten up.
Right. It's just one of those where you have to pretend to work, but you have to also at the same time just ignore the members.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough.
Or not. Ignore him.
Yep. As is this producer that starts rapping in the middle of the song with the members.
Is that what he is, the producer?
Yeah, he's a sound producer, so I'm assuming he does the musical directing and stuff. So yeah, he just raps. He gets like a good 30 seconds of rapping in there. So, and he has a funny voice, so I like that. Like the rapping is, Japanese rapping, so it's like whatever. But I like his voice. Thought it added another element to it.
I thought it was random.
Sorry, you're breaking up.
I thought it was a little random.
Yeah, it is definitely random. It's just like, hey, let's just throw this in there for shits and giggles, and I don't know. I thought it worked.
Yeah, it kind of works. I mean, they're beating up on him while he's interrupting their song.
Yeah. Yep. And he gets a second verse, and the members of the Natsuno Mamono are yelling R&R at him, and it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
like a back and forth. And then during the bridge, Haji Metal makes an appearance on the piano. It's pretty random.
Well, is he under VAP?
I guess I don't know. It just said friend, a guest appearance. So I guess he's a friend of the sound producer guy, or maybe the record label. Maybe he is under VAP, but
I
Uh,
Yeah, I have no idea. I did recognize his name though, and when he showed up.
yeah. So yeah, it's just a fun PV of the members of the group just wreaking havoc in their record label building. So it's goofy fun, good energy. You know, it's not super high budgety, but it's shot well. I like the colors in it. It's sharp, it's crisp. They do have like static dance shots, which kind of make the PV feel smaller or the building feel smaller. I'm sure the building's not that big to begin with. But yeah, it just makes the PV feel a little too contained, a little too small, but it's not a terrible thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of films. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I would say,
Oh, you're breaking up again.
what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but you're cutting in and out.
You're not cutting in and out for me, which is weird.
Yeah, maybe my download, but not sure.
Well, okay, it does look like the Hangout's freezing up.
Yep. So, what were you saying?
Uh, what was I saying? um, I completely lost my train of thought now.
All right, let's talk about the song then. The song is a very good energy. It's catchy. When they scream R&R, it's very catchy. The melody gets stuck in your head, and I think the rapping is oddly placed, like you said, but I think it's done well, and I like his voice, so it's okay. I think it's better that he rapped instead of one of the members.
Yeah, probably.
So,
I yeah. It kind of reminds me of not lyrical school, but the other one.
Rhymeberry.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of them. Some
The,
of their
this group.
crazier. Yeah, the music more than anything.
Well, this isn't really rap music though.
No, but it. I don't know. It just kind of the energy of it, the feel of it, kind of does.
Uh huh. Yeah, it's good energy, and I think it's pretty catchy. So, all right, you got anything else on this?
No,
All
I'm
right.
not. I'm not that hot on the song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all right, but I could do it kind of either way with it.
Yeah.
Um, I give the song a. I'd give it like a 77. It's an alright song,
Oh.
but it's not that catchy for me. The PV, I'd give like a, I don't know, 75, 76. It's it's amusing, but I don't think it goes far enough into the
I agree with that. But it's an enjoyable PV. It's fun. Like I can watch this and feel pretty good about it. Maybe it needed a little more member focus, because I'm not really familiar with the group, but I think it's well shot. It's fun. It's goofy. It's energetic. So I'll give the PV a 77, and I'll give the song a 78. It's catchy. It's got good energy. So yeah, it's pretty good. So that's the Natsuno Mamono. Song's called R&R. And next up, PLIC ROCK. I'm sorry, PLIC PROC. Eyes on Me. And this group used to be called Parallel Japan. Uh, I've only heard their name in passing, so I can't speak for what they have done. But according to my research, they left or they were ditched by management when they were under Parallel Japan, and they self-produced for a while, and They are back as PLIC ROCK. Sorry, you're roboting again.
They're still self-producing.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. They're credited as the filmer and director
And
for.
editor.
Oh, Asumi. Oh yeah, that's the one of the members. Yep. So they're still self-produced. So that's cool. It's pretty well done, PV wise. I like the editing's good. I feel like I've seen that kind of editing in this sort of alternative idol group style. Like a lot of groups have done this thing, where like the font kind of crashes into your face.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a technique that hasn't been done, but it's well put together. I think the biggest issue I have with this PV is the fucking colors.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I it's like a sepia Instagram filter color going on.
Yeah. Looks like it was shot with a really bad cell phone.
Yeah,
Um,
and that, I guess that's where the self production comes in. Like,
using the flash on the cell phone is their only light source in the
no, I think they
dead
used,
shots.
no, yeah, maybe that, but like the other shots, it looks like yellow. I feel like they got the most yellow looking spotlight for the lighting, and it
Yeah.
just looks, yeah, I really don't like the color. It's a huge turnoff for me. It just looks brown yellow, everything. So
It's maybe it's all they could afford.
yeah, I mean that's possible. They are self-produced, but another thing that bothered me was that they're wearing a negligee the entire time, basically. They do have performance outfits, but that's very little part of the PV.
I actually hadn't noticed that,
Yeah,
which
I don't know
guess
how.
is kind of sad.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't notice that they actually had performance outfits?
No, I didn't realize that they were wearing lingerie.
Yeah. So it's yeah, it's trying too hard to be, hey, this is suggestive and edgy. It's kind of a turn off when, when you're too on the nose with that stuff, at least for me. Not a big fan of that. It's sort of like when, Summer Single does a disgusting bikini PV. It's just like, yep, here we go. Pandering. Here we go.
So yeah, I mean, kinda. I can see that.
I think I've been pretty open about not being the biggest fan of bikini PVs, so,
Yeah.
I'm just not into the obvious, like, sexual pandering.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
Yeah, so. Yeah,
And
that's pretty much it for me in terms
I
of the
wouldn't
PV.
I wouldn't necessarily say this was pandering. They're not acting overtly sexual.
Yeah, but
But
there's, like, clear cleavage shots, and
yeah,
it's bedroom wear. That alone is very suggestive to me.
yeah, I can see where you're coming from for that. I guess that's probably the Western influence
Yeah.
being portrayed in the video.
Because in our media, when someone is wearing that thing, it's either, a couple who's going to bed or someone's fucking. They're fucking. So it's just, yeah. Just,
Yeah.
that's the image that, gets put in my head. The set they use is like some abandoned warehouse, the typical, abandoned warehouse for the performance shots, and the other shots are them just hanging out in their house, sometimes on a bed, sometimes stroking a cat. It's yeah, just random shots. Sometimes in a bathroom.
I guess we can say this one was a better shot member PV than Lady Baby.
Which lady, baby?
Lady Baby Blue.
Uh, I don't know what you mean by member PV.
Well, this was edited by a member, and so was Rie did the editing for Lady Baby
Oh, you're
Blue.
saying like her editing work compared to this editing work by the member.
Yeah. Well, from the looks of this, the whole PV was shot basically at the direction of the members.
Right.
So
Well, yeah. I mean, it's self-produced completely. So.
it's better done than Lady Babies.
Right. I mean, Rie didn't use any, filtering. She didn't use any, video filters or fonts.
Transitions.
Yeah, transitions, effects. She didn't use any of that. So this person actually used it, and it's done well. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's something,
It's not,
it's not
award
mind
winning.
blowing. Yeah, but it's done well. It's way more than I could ever do. So.
Yeah. I wouldn't have a clue where to start.
Yep.
Not with this type of stuff.
Mm.
So.
Let's talk about the song. It's alternative rock. The easy comparison would be like this. That's like just the easy cheap comparison. It's in terms of speed, energy, it's that, but the way it's recorded is completely different. And yeah, the vocals are recorded very. It sounds very distant. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it just almost seems like they were screaming into the mic like 10 feet away. So.
I think that works, though.
Yeah, I think it makes sense with the visuals. They're trying to go for something a little edgier, a little darker, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, I probably would have preferred full sounding vocals.
Well, at least the vocals aren't, buried in the instrumental track so you can't hear them.
Yeah, yeah.
That just drives me insane. Why do you do that?
Right.
And I would say this is actually a little faster than BiSH.
I mean, BiSH has done songs faster than this.
Yeah, you listen to their albums. I haven't, so
Yeah. I don't know if you're thinking of BiSH. Maybe. Well, we're gonna be talking about BiSH. This song is probably the same speed as the BiSH song that we're gonna talk about. So, I wouldn't say it's faster. It's probably right around the same. I think the influence is very clear.
maybe it's just I feel the guitars are a little harder in this one.
Yeah,
Or
maybe. Maybe.
or something.
But certain BiSH songs have, heavier guitars and double bass drum.
Yeah.
BiSH did a lot of alternative stuff. They weren't just punk influenced. So.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
I like this better than BiSH. The stuff I've heard.
Yeah,
So it's definitely
fucking crazy.
What, you don't like the song?
No, I think it's fine. But BiSH's peak. No, come on. It's not close.
I don't know. I didn't really care for any of BiSH's stuff. I mean, like maybe Nerve was about it. I wouldn't say it's as good as BiSH.
It's the same person. It's the same producer, same composer.
That doesn't mean they don't make crappier songs.
There's almost no difference.
Still, that's what you get for having opinions.
You want to rate it?
I'd give the song like probably about this a little higher than the last one, like a 78, 79. The PV, yeah, I don't like the way the filtering's done or the lighting. I'd give it like a 73. It's all right.
I'll give the song a 76. It's catchy, it gets stuck in your head for sure. Um, I just wish the vocals were a little more full sounding, but yeah, I can't complain about the instrumentals. It's done well. It's not amazing, but yeah, the melodies are good. It's catchy, leaves an impression. The PV I'll give a 70. It's shot okay, but the colors suck. I think the lingerie is a little too on the nose for me. Um, and the visuals, a lot of the visuals are too edgy for me to understand. Like, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm not bothered by the imagery. It's just that I don't understand why I would find that to be, like, edgy or darker or, different. It just looks ridiculous. Like the cat spinning, the dogs barking, and the paint. It's just, like, okay. It's just random imagery.
Yeah. So, how do you say the title of the song?
Eyes on me.
Eyes on me. Okay.
Like eyes on me. Yep. It's wordplay. Ha ha ha. Get it?
Yeah.
So that's PLIC ROCK. PLIC PROC. Keep saying PLIC ROCK. Next up, ANGERME Aisai Areba Nanimo Iranai. I don't need anything but love.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, money,
Food,
health, food,
water.
Yeah. Yep. Good health, money, food, water, shelter. If you just have love, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Unless, that love takes care of all the things that we listed. So, yeah. This song is weird.
Thank you.
Not in a bad way. It's different. It's super odd sounding.
It's got some really weird transitions and, like...
They're not smooth transitions either. They just kind of slap you in the face with it, It just goes right into it. They don't even, put it on a tee. They just fucking throw it at you.
Yeah. It's just like, here, catch!
Yeah, basically.
Ow.
So, like, the pre-chorus is, like, this, like, waltzy dance number, while the verse is, like, an electronic
Dance number.
Yeah. And then the chorus turns into something that you can, expect from ANGERME. It's sort of like a Tsunku influenced song, but Tsunku didn't write it. But, like, the chorus sounds like hella Tsunku.
It's like a Hidain song. Or influence song. Let's put it that way.
It's Hidain as in, like, it has transitions that are super random, but it's not...
It's not as well produced.
Yeah, it's not put together in a very smooth way. So, like, each transition is super jarring and odd.
Yeah.
But that's sort of this song's charm. I like the song for that. So
Yeah, I when I first listened to this song, I was just like, what the hell is this?
yeah.
And then it's like, after listening to it 3 or 4 times, it's like, this isn't bad.
Yeah, the melody's really good. It's catchy. The chorus is Tsunku catchy. So, depending on how you feel about it, But I think it's really catchy.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird but that's kind of why I like idol music, because they do some really weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely up there with all the weird shit. Like, as weird as Hello Project can get, right? Aside from, like, I don't know, Pyoko Pyoko Ultra, or, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of another weird song, but, yeah, this is weird in the way it's put together. Not so much, each part is weird, it's just the combination of, like, the 3 different parts is really weird and funny.
Yeah.
And interesting, I think.
Yeah, I enjoy the song after listening to it a few times.
Yeah. It gets stuck in your head.
And it's like Wada-centric, so I'm all good.
Maybe it's your bias showing, but... yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pre-chorus. The dancey part, the waltzy, dancey part is... I never like music like that. like when it happens in any kind of music. So yeah, I'm lukewarm on that part, but I think the verse and the chorus carry the song.
I'm am okay with the waltzy part, but it definitely like throws you off. If you were at at a club and this came on and you were trying to dance to this, it would be like it would just throw you off the groove.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. This is not a song you can really dance to easily because you'll be switching styles every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't dance to it, but yeah, it's well done. It's good. Talked about PV. PV shot in like a really slick, swanky mansion looking place.
Yeah.
The members start out with them, sitting on a very fancy couch.
Gold inlaid freaking $2,500 or $25,000 couch.
Yep. And probably very uncomfortable to sit on from the looks of it. So, a lot of the all of the shots are in or within the complex of the mansion, but they take place in several locations, like the inside, probably where the biggest space is available, and also outside. So,
yeah, it's. I don't even know if this would be a home or if it would be like some resort location or what.
yeah, I wonder that. Not sure.
Because that one area they're dancing in looks like a ballroom
Yeah.
or a conference room of some sort.
It sort of like reminds me of like the fancy swanky locations that Avex has used in their PVs.
Yeah.
Something from TGS like Ume, or I think Prismy used something really fancy looking. So, yeah, it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nicely shot PV, nice location.
It's good lighting.
Yeah, good lighting, good moody lighting.
There's like one too many lens flares in there.
I didn't really notice the lens flares. I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely not as bad as Gelno from last week, so
Well, no.
nothing is as painfully lens flared like Gelno from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the mood lighting in the back. It's got like the pink, which is the theme color of the outfits. So yeah, it's visually nice.
There's some kind of weird shots where they're almost black and white, or really washed out anyway.
Yeah, that seems to be the close-up shots.
And I don't know that I like those.
I think it happens just quick enough that it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't stay on it too long.
Yeah, the like group the pairs and the triplet shots are like black and white.
Right.
And there's one that's pretty long, but the others are really short.
Yeah, I don't think it stays that long, so it's not too bad.
It's a very typical ANGERME PV.
Yeah, yeah. Everything is what you'd usually see in an ANGERME PV. You like the outfits?
Yeah. There's some of the skirts I'm not too sure about.
Yeah. I think I like the idea, but not the execution.
Overall, I think I like them.
I think the pattern's odd. The pink patterns, it's like light pink and dark pink mixed in there.
Yeah, lots of triangles.
Yeah, I think that's a little odd. It does give it a little more flair to it from that. And in the black parts, it looks like it's made out of exotic skin, or at least like scales looking things. So
Yeah.
it looks odd when it's close up.
Maybe I'm more used to that.
I'm not a big exotic skins kind of guy, so.
Well, neither am I, but I've seen a lot of like snake skin and stuff up close.
I mean,
So
I do too at work, but I don't think they really
doesn't-
belong on clothes.
It doesn't really bother me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think exotics belong on clothes. That's just how.
I I think it should be more shoes than anything.
Shoes, belts, accessories,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
But they don't
Hey,
have belts or anything like that on this.
yeah, they have bracelets. Those are the same pattern.
Yeah.
I'm not
Uh,
deducting points. I'm just pointing it out.
I thought the bracelets were like some freaking vinyl BS.
They're probably vinyl. It just looks like there's pattern etched in there to make it look like Python.
I don't know. Some of the shots of the bracelets, they look too plastic,
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure it is.
which
I
I
don't.
think
I
would
doubt
be.
that they have the money to put together all these
Oh,
outfits with Python. That's a lot of money.
hey, no, it's all fake,
Yeah.
faux, whatever.
Embossed leather, probably.
But yeah,
So
but I thought the yeah, the bracelets, the wristbands, whatever, were like a vinyl or something. They just look too shiny.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right with the outfits.
All right. Anything else?
Well, I'm okay with the tops. I'm not sure about the skirts. I don't know that triangles work on the skirts. No.
Rate it.
I'll give the song a. I'll give it a 79. Yeah, it's an alright song. I like this song. I would listen to this again multiple times. The PV, I'll give it a 75. It's very typical Anger Me. Nothing special to it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also giving the song a 79. I'll give the PV a 73. It's shot nicely. I like everything about it. It just lacks intrigue and very straightforward, and I don't know. It's really nicely shot, but it's boring as fuck. So, that's on Jurumu. Aisai areba nani mo iranai. Next up, BiSH, Giant Killers.
Oh, this is freaking creepy.
Yep. So this is a story-driven PV.
Yeah.
But not in that drama style, hey, you're my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend. Ha ha ha, we have drama. They actually put together a world or a setting that's odd and creepy and interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like the BiSH members are cooped up, locked up in a single room. They're all dressed the same, wearing white lace dresses, and they are held basically captive by a middle-aged man.
Pretty sure they call him father.
Yeah, so he's the dad, but the way I'm looking at it is almost like either dad, as in we were kidnapped as little children and we don't know any better kind of dad, or like some creepy cult kind of dad, or some polygamy creepy shit going on. I don't know, but
yeah, I would lean towards the cult.
Right. So the other reason why it's super creepy is because the members all have their eyes closed and they have eyes on their eyelids painted on, and it's super creepy looking at it.
So does the dad.
The dad himself. So that's why I think it could be a cult where you're not allowed to open your eyes and you're supposed to see the world through your fake eyes or whatever, or your real eyes, whatever.
I don't know.
They really don't explain everything, like all the the questions that we have. It's just, but it's presented in a way where you really don't have to answer those questions because it's a really quick, self-contained story, and it's really easy to follow and understand.
There's a whole backstory there that you're not showing. This is the climax of the story.
Right. But like you really don't need the backstory because you can imply almost everything from watching this, so it's not like too bad, I think. So yeah, the members of BiSH were locked up in a room and they were like writing music. They had like a little toy piano and they're writing music and lyrics and stuff. And the father hears that and walks in. He goes, "What? I heard you guys making music." And he's like, "What did I tell you guys about that?" And he grabs, I believe it's Ayuni D is the member. He grabs and takes her into another room and beats her. And he brings her back and he beats the rest of the members of BiSH. And during that scuffle, one of the members takes his keys away. He didn't
That is
notice.
so freaking lame. That you
What
would
is?
notice that.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Like it
That
would have been better if he just dropped it and he didn't notice. Like that would have been better. But she grabbed it off of his waist.
and like ripped it off,
Yeah.
and, like ripped out the belt loop. No, you would notice that.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
sorry.
Definitely. So that's another thing that kind of breaks the illusion. And I think the other thing that breaks the illusion is the fact that all of their... Okay, so I don't want to go that far yet, but they grab the keys, they escape their room, and they change clothes and take off the drawn eyes off of their eyelids, and they open their eyes and grab dozens of guns, loaded guns.
Yeah, just like half dozen.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, one's dual wielding, one's got a shotgun, one's got a magnum, revolver, Glock maybe. I don't know. You know more about this than I do.
No, it's hard to say what exactly they are.
So the other part that breaks the illusion for me is that there's no recoil on the guns. It's like, yeah, I get it. It's not, not trying to be the, you know, realistic with gunplay. It's not about realism, but it's kind of odd. I did notice that.
Yeah.
Come on, they're not even holding the guns with two weapons. They're like single hand wielding, and there's no recoil. That's amazing. They have that kind of strength.
I mean, yeah, there should be at least some.
Yeah, there's literally none. The gun does not move at all. Dell says Ayuni D has the best trigger discipline, and Chiti has the worst grip ever. So, I don't know shit about guns, so I'll leave that to you guys, the experts who know about guns. But yeah, so the members exact their revenge on the father. They destroy, they murder, they shoot, they stab his staff, his henchmen, and then eventually make it to the father, and they put a single gunshot into his forehead and murder him. And as he's dying, his eyes open up. So, yeah, that's the story, basically.
Actually wouldn't happen.
What do you mean?
If your eyes are closed when you die, they stay closed.
Oh, okay. I was about to
And if they're open, they stay open.
say. Right. They freeze as it is.
Yeah.
And maybe he didn't die right away. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he gets a round pumped into him and he dies, and that's it. That's where the story ends. So, but I think it's shot like super well. I like the creepy idea with the eyes. I think this is the best way to do a story within a PV. It's really quick, self-contained, really easy to understand. You might have questions, but they're really not questions that need to be answered to enjoy it, I think.
Yeah.
I think the gun violence is something we need more in idol music, or idols industries in general, like especially like action stuff. So I appreciated that. I really enjoyed this PV.
I'm kind of torn on this PV because I didn't like the part before they started killing everybody.
Right.
But there is one question that they didn't answer in this PV, which I feel should be answered. And that's why the different outfits and where did they learn to shoot?
Yeah.
Where did they learn to fight?
You know, maybe it's like a fight or flight situation. You just learn on the way.
Not that accurately.
No, of course not. They look like they're are just the confidence in their faces. It looks like they're masters of
Yeah,
guns.
it looks like they're trained assassins. And no, why? Where?
Yeah, I mean,
How?
maybe they're like the Charlie's Angels, but like evil, and they're locked up when they're not being used. You know, I don't know.
Maybe.
You can
I don't know.
speculate as to what it is,
Yeah.
but I think it's fine. I don't really need to know how they learn their ability with guns and whatever, why they're in that situation. I just accept it for what it is. That's when you start getting that deep into wanting to know how how things work in this world, then you might as well ask for a 10-minute drama PV, and you can ask Nogizaka or AKB for that because I don't really want a 10-minute PV.
There's a few times in this PV where the you can tell they had to cut because the guns didn't work right.
Yeah, I don't notice any of
there's
that.
there's one time on the stairs where the dual wielding girl fires off and the gun locks open, which means it's empty.
Uh huh.
And
Yeah.
the next scene she's shooting somebody.
Yeah. Well, maybe she reloaded. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you'd have to reload. Maybe it took that many takes to pull it off that they ran out of ammo.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
That's stuff that you'd notice as like someone who is familiar with guns. I don't know shit about guns, so I didn't even notice that.
yeah.
I just see the trigger get pulled and a dude bleed. That's all I see. So, yeah.
Yeah, the girl with the sword is not a very good shot,
Mhm.
but that's typical shooting offhand. So
Yeah.
unless she is left-handed,
Yeah, I have no clue.
me either.
So let's talk about the song. The song is very fast-paced punk rock style, but in more of an emotional way, emotional and harder than what they've done recently. Specifically, like "Promise the Star." BiSH has been doing songs like that recently, where it's softer, a little more on the subtle side, while this is aggressively in your face, fast, and action-packed, sort of like the PV.
Yeah, it definitely fits with the video.
Yeah. And what I liked the most about the song is that you hear each member sound different, which is always much appreciated in any idol group. But on top of that, they're also doing different voices at the same time, which is cool. Like Atsuko, the girl with the glasses, she does like 3 different voices in the song. It's fantastic. And it's different. And it feels epic. It feels bigger than it is. I don't know if it's the PV helping, but I think the song is one of the more epic sounding BiSH-ish songs I've heard. I can't think of another one that has this kind of grand feel to it.
No, I would guess it would depend on your definition of grand. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I wouldn't really call Monster grand.
I would say so. I would say Monsters is up there.
Yeah,
It's the thing that gets me is like in the chorus you hear the choir sounding people. It's like
yeah,
gang vocals. So they're yelling oh, like that makes it just that makes the song fuller and really impactful.
yeah. Makes it seem like there's more people.
Yep. That's why I think it feels grand to me. It feels like there's a whole lot of people involved and just good energy and and good. And I don't know. It's just I like it so much. I'm just running out of superlatives to use.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about this song. I like it, but some of the vocal choices in it I don't. Um, there's some of the voices I use that I really don't enjoy.
Well, some of them were like using a different voice. Like that's not how they usually sound.
Yeah, I know.
So That's the point. They're trying to be different.
But I don't know that I don't really enjoy those parts.
Would you have enjoyed it if they used their regular vocals? Do you even remember what they sound like regularly?
Probably I would have. I don't like um oh, the blonde-haired chick. She
Yeah.
does this like really high-pitched voice that I don't really like.
Yep. That's not how she sounds usually.
Yeah, I know. And is that her at this when she's actually on screen?
I think so. When she's mouthing the lyrics, I would imagine.
Well, when she's taking the makeup off.
Well, if she's mouthing the lyrics, I'd imagine it's her. But I don't know what part you're talking about. But I think the point for me is that it works because they're trying to make it full of like almost different characters. It's a group of what, 5, 6 girls, and it makes it almost seem like there's 9 or 10 with different voices. That's why another
Hmm.
part of the reason why I feel like it's epic and grand. It just feels bigger than it is.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
And I'd rather hear like, oh, high pitched whining or screaming than just shitty regular idol vocals, you know? So I prefer this
Well,
over, oh, this random ass idol group from Kanagawa singing a song. Oh god, bad vocals. I prefer like interesting weird stuff like this than that. So,
well, yeah, but even I enjoyed their regular voices, you know, and they don't sing as typical idols anyway.
yeah.
So,
Well, the girl you pointed out, Momoko Gumi Company, is not a great singer to begin with. So I feel like that's the proper way to use her is to make her sound a little different than she usually does. I think it makes her stand out because she just sounds like a really bad idol singer most of the time. She has a really weak voice, but her doing voices sounds way more interesting.
yeah.
All right, anything else?
I get distracted by the freaking uh by the drama. I get distracted by him talking over in the song.
Yeah, I think that's probably the worst part of the PV for me is that the audio cuts in a little too much.
Yeah. I think they should have just walked in there and shot him.
Well,
But
that would
I
be anticlimactic.
well, they had to do that whole, you know, I love you, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, we're
Yeah,
done type deal. So, yeah, I
rate it.
got I'd give this song an 80. I enjoy this song. Um, I think I'll enjoy it more with the uh, the album if there's not the talking part in it. I think I'll enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
the PB I will give an 80. I'll give it an 82. It's very well done. It's probably the best gun usage I've seen in an idol video to date.
I feel like didn't Nogizaka do a gun PV? It was like
Yeah,
or Miona's like first single, and she was the center, and then they're like shooting dudes in a nightclub or something.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we should check those out and compare gunplay and idol PVs.
Osaka Shinka and Chuto did one for a zombie themed one,
Yeah,
and there was another group that did one.
Nijino Conquistador has used guns a couple times, so
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. Um, I'd have to go back and look to see which one it was.
all right. I'll give the PV a 92. It's really well shot. It's a really well done story. I prefer this kind of storytelling over boring ass 10-minute drama PVs. It's self contained. good revenge story. Song, I'll give a 93. I think it's incredibly catchy. Different voices that members do is enjoyable. I think the song is epic. It's big. It's huge. It's grand. Really catchy at the same time. It's a complete package for me. So, that's BiSH, Giant Killers. Next up, Manekikecha. Do Demo Iya. That's basically how I feel about this song. Do Demo Iya is basically whatever. So, we talked about last Manekikecha we talked about was a song called I believe it was Time Machine. I revisited it, and it's a very similar song to this. It's a very mid-tempo ballad, and it sounds like something you hear in the top 10 Oricon charts just performed by idols instead of, you know, like a solo artist.
Hmm.
And unbelievably forgettable.
I don't remember the last one.
Yeah,
I don't.
it was very forgettable. That's why I had to go back and listen to it.
I didn't even recognize the name. It's like, okay, some group I've never heard of before.
Yeah, we've definitely talked about them before. It was a couple months ago.
Yeah, that makes them pretty damn forgettable.
Yep.
Am I the only one that gets like a little Glee feel from this?
Little Glee?
Yeah, little Glee Monsters.
Don't they do music like High School Musical music?
Yeah, some of their stuff. Yeah.
I don't. That's the only stuff I've heard by Little Glee Monsters, so I have no reference.
I feel like their vocals are higher than normal.
Yeah, maybe except for that one girl with the anime vocals. Yeah.
And even her, she reminds me of I. I don't know what it was, but
Hirota Aika is a much better singer than her.
Well, yeah. But she's still not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, the singing is like above average for a typical idol group, so, you know.
Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a nice subtle song. It's got an okay melody. It's semi-catchy, but still very forgettable.
Yeah, you know, as you listen to it, you're like, yeah, this is a good song, and then you're like 5 minutes later, you can't remember you listened to it.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it has to do with the instrumentals. It's super boring. It's just flat. It doesn't build.
Yeah.
It just sounds weak.
Yeah.
It's like I'm eating soda or chips that I opened like 2 days ago, and I'm eating it without sealing it, or soda that opened 3 days ago and I didn't, you know, drink it fast enough, so it's all flat and it's not crispy.
Flat and stale.
Yep. It is how I feel about the song.
Yeah, I can definitely see that because, yeah, I said, yeah, about listening to it and thinking, you know, this is pretty good. But I listened to it earlier and then I had to come back and I'm like, oh, yeah, this song, because it's just that forgettable. Mm-hmm. Even though the vocals do stand out to me and I enjoy it.
And it helps that the members are cute too. It's like, oh, I like what's going on here, but like the music and the PV too for me is just so goddamn plain and forgettable.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yep.
Like, give me this over something, you know, like Palette would do. You know, I know we pooped on Palette a while ago, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but you know, it's still. I just put it in the category of very bland and lacking personality.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate because members can sing and they're cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's something there, or
Yeah,
could be,
I want to get into them, but the music is not doing anything for me.
but if they can't get something that's memorable,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how good you are, unless you're like so good that that is what makes you memorable, and well, they're not
no,
that good.
no.
Then what's the point?
That's how I feel about a lot of idol groups. Why do they exist? Uh,
There's definitely a few, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that about Manekikecha because I think they're pretty popular. I don't want to shit talk them, but
I mean, 220,000 views on that last single.
yeah. So there's clearly there is a crowd for this, right?
Yeah.
But when when I have to pay attention to all these idol groups out there, or when I try to, it's really difficult for me to be impressed by something this like this. It's just very straightforward, too straightforward for me. I need something a little more off the rails, not completely off the rails, but a little bit off the rails, you know?
Yeah. Need something with personality.
Yeah, pizzazz.
Yeah.
So,
Some spice.
and this doesn't have it, and the PV is that as well. Japan filter, you know, because you gotta tell a dramatic
Little
station
bit.
story. Yeah, so it's the Japan filter there. The center girl, I'm assuming she's the center. She gets the most amount of solo lines. She's like a struggling musician, and she's performing on the street, and she inspires, like, I guess, a theater troupe, which is the other three members of the group, to performing better and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the very stereotypical. I'm struggling because I can't afford anything but cup ramen.
Yep, cup ramen is the staple of I can't afford shit, so I'm a struggling musician.
And there's like 3 cups there that she's got to eat because one's not enough.
It definitely isn't. It's like idol PVs have. If idol PVs were based on fact, the biggest seller for, you know, the biggest the market for cup ramen is struggling musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and college kids.
Yep. That's about it.
And idols who are too damn broke because their agency doesn't pay them enough.
Yep.
And the idol fans because they can't afford anything else because they're spending it all on the girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's girls like Suto Ririka, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the money just goes down the toilet at that point.
Uh.
God, I'd be
Yeah.
so pissed.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if I spent, $20,000 on her and, oh, see ya,
I'm
bitches.
out. I'm
Getting
out.
married.
I'm getting married. I'm gonna have kids. I'm gonna have a really good life. My husband's in the medical field. He's rich. Fuck you all. So, oh, isn't that great? That's a love story.
Yeah,
Up
I
there with
sit here and
Cinderella
laugh.
and-
Yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I sit here and laugh at it because I don't care about her at all.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of her, I can see why you'd be pretty pissed.
Yep, I would be. Yeah. So I don't know if there's much else to say. It's whatever we said about the song. It's bland and straightforward, and no personality, no flair, no pizzazz, no actual drama that we can get invested in.
Yeah.
It's recycled bullshit.
There's like one shot at the end that I just don't quite get.
Where they
Where
turn
they're-
around
Yeah, they're just staring off.
because
And
they're
it's
thinking about the girl that inspired them. You know?
yeah, but then it comes to her and she's just staring off too.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's I'd love to give it like a 75, just a straight C, but it
that seems a little high.
it's so forgettable that it gets like a 68.
Mm-hmm.
For both because they're both just that forgettable.
Yeah. Um, I'll give the song a 69. I think it's got a decent melody, not the greatest melody, but it's not a bad song. But the PV is bad. Bad in terms of intrigue. It's, shot okay. It's not
Yeah.
terribly shot. It's got Japan filter, which is not a camera work issue. It's not a issue with location. It's just an editing issue. But yeah, it's boring. It's boring as fuck. No intrigue. It's Manekikecha do demo iya. Last but not least, Cyber. Song's called Kaku Shame. Whatever the fuck that means.
No clue.
So this is a very
Kaku
Chinese shame.
It. Yeah, I guess it's like Chinese influenced.
Yeah, I mean the melody of the song is like the stereotypical, hey, a Japanese person is writing a Chinese sounding song. What does it sound like? It sounds like this. So
Yeah.
that on top of them wearing modified China dress outfits and cooks making Chinese food.
So, you couldn't have told me that was Chinese. I wouldn't have known.
I'd imagine it is. I'm super hungry now.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, they're like hanging out in this like sort of Chinese looking place. Like the ceiling has art that some could say it has Chinese influences.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a low ceiling place. It might be an inside of a restaurant. And,
Could be.
Yep. And the members are just dancing there and being rotated on the table. That's it.
Yeah. That's a interesting location.
Yeah.
There's like some stained glass in the background. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't find this PV all that interesting to watch.
No.
Um,
Apparently the rotating table is called the Lazy Susan.
yeah.
I didn't know it had an actual word, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's very common in Chinese restaurants. So
Um,
yeah, there you go.
I believe it's used here more around Thanksgiving, and it's
Yeah,
um, more in.
when you have like a feast, so you can.
Um,
It's easier to pass heavy dishes.
Well, you set it in the middle, and then you just have to turn it to get
Right,
to the
right.
dish
So you
want.
don't have to pass like a heavy dish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not an interesting PV. It's not particularly well shot in my opinion either. The lighting's a little faded. It's not really Japan filter, but it looks like there's a hint of like
Looks like
purple
there's-
or pink. I
It
don't know.
looks like there's a hint of like fog in the dance shot.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's the color is not very crisp.
And it's overlit. The lights
Yeah.
are too bright.
Yeah, some of the members look way too lit, lit AF.
Yeah.
So, not in the drunk kind of way, but it's
Like-
very lit.
Purple and light blue or whatever.
Yep.
In the scene where they're sitting around the table, they look fine. But
Yeah.
you look across the table from them,
Green.
and they're just white.
Yeah, green is white. It's it's not good.
So,
Yeah.
oh, what do you think of those outfits?
Not a fan, really.
Not a fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of thought I got them really looking at the outfits. I'm like, okay, all of them but yellow is okay. They're
Yellow
not-
is on another level where it's like complete midriff. She might as well be wearing like a bikini.
and it looks like she's wearing an oversized diaper.
Yeah, it's not a flattering look.
It's not good. Yellows is just not good. I don't know who came up with that design, but they should be fired.
Yeah, I mean, some of the members look like they're wearing like the classic bloomers, not like Japan school bloomers, you know?
Yeah.
If you think of bloomers from like the 1800s or whatever, that's what it looks like some of them are wearing, and they sort of look like diapers.
Yeah. Especially yellow.
Yeah.
Because
So,
that's all she's wearing.
mhm.
There's no skirt over the top of it.
Yeah.
It's just
So, yeah, it's not great. Not a great PV, honestly.
yeah. I mean, yeah, no.
Let's talk about the song. It's a You Know Me song. It sounds like a fucking You Know Me song.
Is it a You Know Me song?
Of course it is. Cyber's produced by You Know Me. You could, if you hear You Know Me enough, you'll hear right away. It's like Tsunku. When you hear a Tsunku song, you know it's fucking Tsunku. This
Yeah.
is another one of those. You Know Me just like fucking. He basically like walked up to you, like split your mouth open and spit in your mouth. That's what it sounds like. You know, that's just. It's got so much You Know Me DNA in it.
Yeah.
Excessively so, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like, "My name is You Know Me, and hear me roar," is basically what he's saying.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the whisper vocals.
Yeah.
Peach Sugar Snow or whatever that group's name is.
Yep.
I'm not a big fan of them. I definitely wasn't a big fan of the earlier stuff, but that was for completely different reasons.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the whole like whispery type voice
Yeah.
singing thing.
I think when you do the whispery vocals, you basically corner yourself, you know, into a very specific niche. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of the songs start sounding very similar and samey. And specifically with You Know Me, who has a very distinct style, a lot of the songs are going to start sounding the same, and it's starting to happen to me.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that it's done by You Know Me, yeah, you can tell.
You can go listen to Oedo Controller. You can listen to the song he did for what's that girl who used to be in BPM, Nikamo Q. You can go listen to that. It's like you just
Nico Mock or whatever her name is.
You Know Me has a very specific sound, and it's he might be spreading himself too thin and not reinventing himself enough. So
Yeah.
that's sort of how I feel about the whole thing. Anything else?
No.
Okay, go ahead, rate it.
I wish Google Hangouts would stop messing up. I'll give this song. I gotta give this song like a 70 or a 67. I just don't really care for it. I like the instrumentals to a point, but it's still there's a few too many of his songs that sound the same. The PV, I'll give it like a 70. It's okay. And it should probably be lower than that.
Yeah, I agree. It should be lower than that, but not like super low. I'll give it a 68. It's shot weirdly. I don't particularly like some of the solo shots, especially when it's in the dark room. It looks like the members are malnourished and unhealthy.
They probably are.
Or they might be, I don't know. But yeah, the colors aren't great in this PV. It's not particularly interesting, so yeah. Song, I'll give a 72. It's, I complained that it sounds like a, your typical You Know Me song, but it's annoyingly catchy. It does have a annoying hook that might get stuck in your head and bother you. It does have that.
That bell sound or whatever he uses in there is really, really... It digs into your brain and sticks.
Very aggressive. You Know Me bells, so... Alright, that's Cyber, Cuck Shame. And that's all the PVs we're going to talk about. Let's pick our MVPV of the night, the most valuable promotion video of the night, the one we award for having the most interesting, best package, You know, if you think the song carried the PV, that's fine. If you think the PV carried the song, that's fine too. So, um, I've been writing down all of our scores,
No.
and the highest we were was on BiSH. So if you want to go with BiSH real quick, we can do that. Or if you have any other things you want to bring up or something else you'd like to give it to, let me know.
No.
All right, so BiSH is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like ANGERME's fine. It's good. PLIC ROCK was interesting. Natsuno Mamono is fun. Cyber's okay. Manekikecha, So,
Cyber was. Yeah.
yeah, it's just I think, yeah, BiSH is just knocking out of the park.
I was gonna troll you with anger, maybe, but nah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine too. Like if you,
No, because I mean, Anger Me's PV is just it's so stereotypical of them that it's
yeah,
just no. They need something else
yeah,
to bring it up.
yeah, do some intrigue stuff like BiSH is doing. You know, create
Dude,
some sort of a storyline.
do something besides stick them in a room and tell them to dance,
Yep, that's always
or
nice.
or stick them on a couch or a chair and tell them to sit there and look pretty.
Yep. I mean, which
Because
they're very good at.
yeah, they're
But
very good at it, but
yeah,
it doesn't make for a good video.
and when it's 2, 3 PVs because they do double or triple A sides depending on what they feel. That's a lot of the same PVs at once, so it's yeah.
Yeah, and I would say next week is not any better.
Yep, it's starting to look like it. So yeah, BiSH's Giant Killers is the MVPV of the week. Junju, you know who to reach out to. We got your back, son. But yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at Newschool Kaidon, me at Yoshirect, and Draco at Draco60. We try to stream the broadcasts of the podcast Saturday nights, depending on when. But if you follow the New School Kaidon Twitter, you'll get updates on that. And yeah, anything else, Draco?
No.
All right, that's gonna do it for the show. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.